was all joy in the central region when lithium was discovered within Infantiman municipality and the Abra Asebu Kwamankesi district. To the people and chiefs, this was the beginning of jobs, progress and transformation.
This thing is going to benefit us and is going to provide us a lot of jobs.
But 2 years on, that joy has turned into deep frustration. The delay in ratifying Ghana's first lithium mining project has frozen all activities in Ewoyaa. No building, no farming, no development, just waiting. Under this tree in Ewoyaa, young men gather daily. It is their usual sport, once for laughter and plans, now for venting their frustration. All they can talk about is the moratorium and how it has frozen their plans. Among them is Richard Mensah, a father of 4, and Kwabena, a farmer. Both men are struggling to understand how a promise of development has left them with nothing. Richard leads us through overgrown weeds to what was meant to be his family home. Now, just a pile of weakening cement blocks. He points to the red marking sprayed across the block, the official sign of a freeze on all development. He says he and his uncle bought 4 acres to build and farm on, but all that has come to a standstill.
Nti agene kakaka 4 acres a echese ebusuan obi abedi de subi se se de omaye o de ha abraham se me kase kura me yakura nkamesu a echese o mahame because me ni ebepani a se me gbobla na enuanu nyina omudi mechi se se o mahame.
Like many in Ewoyaa, he once worked with Atlantic Lithium, a company that discovered the precious mineral, but when the project stalled, so did his job.
Na de membe ejuma membe ejuma se o se na memba echina sa na ada na echina na chese wonko biem ama ye ke chire wa blabom.
They issue a moratorium on the land. From that day, you can't farm, you can't build, you can't undertake any economic activity. So the mine takes stock of every property from the date of the moratorium. So if you go and do something new after that date, it's classified as spurious or speculative. That is, you are deliberately doing it so that you qualify for compensation.
Richard's frustration is shared by hundreds of residents, all trapped between uncertainty and survival. Not far from Richard's land lives Kwabena, a farmer and a hunter. His story mirrors Richard's.
And now must stop with him to me for Nicase. I'm a bush, I'm land say, Mundona Mundia Abewoso. But my status and mid for Nana Lithium for no Ebeka say, Enjay Ejumana Yen. They say, of course, Ejumana, I'm mind no bayano, about how just because I'm a tree for her. And the right now, or say a mom, because I'm Basha saying, only about only a nice conversation. He had
planted plantain before the moratorium, and even that can no longer continue. Like many, he too lost his job when the company reduced operations following the delay in parliamentary ratification.
For 2 years in na me one na me do no ada ho. Na say me can talk about compensation. Sa 2 years no say me do anka ma do 4 posts na aka me ye me one no na be 5 posts. O zi ada abo me say anka every 6 months bia me dua bo de na emu bie ke fu na kese anka si say me we be high critics anka me nyanka say me nya be 3 posts na aka ho. Anka ye bo de nko. Si say me ntumi nya adwuma no.
2 years deprivation from undertaking any economic activity. No farming, no building, no project. Everything is no. So we even had to come in to go and negotiate that, fine. Let them do these petty food crops like maize, like people were going to starve.
In October 2023, government granted Atlantic Lithium a 15-year mining lease for the Ewoyaa lithium project. But before operations could begin, Parliament's ratification was required. 2 years on, that ratification is still pending.
Aban sign nanka bibia also omu yebia omu nyamai
ihe we yefun ihe ratification no enye lithium for because ye hunde so ratify adin ma lithium for na woboboa Ewoyaa man no enti yesre aban de omomodiara na omre lithium for ana ihe Ewoyaa man yesra bam na won yeden won ratify adin no won famo yesra aban.
During this delay, a moratorium was imposed, freezing all building and farming within the mining concession. It has left residents like Richard and Kwabena stranded, compensations unpaid, and resettlement plans stalled.
But no company will invest into such a venture when the government itself is not helping by way of what? Giving ratification to it. So when I told them, they understood it, and they saw that it is not the fault of the company.
At the time the lease was signed, the global price for lithium was about $3,000 per ton. Today, it has fallen sharply to around $850 per ton, raising concerns about the project's economic viability. In the lead-up to the 2024 elections, President John Dramani Mahama, speaking at a meeting with the Central Regional House of Chiefs, stressed the urgency of ratifying the Ewoyaa lithium project before it risks becoming a stranded asset.
Right now, lithium is the favored choice for batteries for electric vehicles. But if we don't mine it quickly, otherwise, if time passes by, we have what we call stranded assets. You have an asset, but it's stranded. There's no longer any need for it. And so I think that is something, this is a national cause. If that revenue comes, it's going to come to help the whole nation.
With the collapse in the world market price of lithium, there is now consensus. The initial terms of the lease would have to be revised to keep the project viable. In July this year, the Lands and Natural Resources Minister, Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, told Parliament he has received Cabinet approval to submit revised terms to Parliament for ratification.
The Ministry has notified Cabinet of the company's request, and Cabinet has granted me the approval to present new terms to be considered in a new memo with revised proposal for the consideration of Cabinet and to Parliament thereafter to save the project.
We will not forgive them if they defer it again.
2 years of silence, 2 years of waiting. The people of Ewoyaa and the 7 other host communities wait for Parliament's decision, believing it could turn their stalled dreams into reality. Whether the promise of lithium brings prosperity or becomes just another lost dream depends on one thing: action. Emmanuel Jivenu, Joy News, Ewoyaa, Central Region.